Hey Chaos Crew, how's it going? It's Tuesday morning and I'm just getting started. It's a little bit brisk outside, it's not cold, I'm still wearing shorts. Got my little flannel on here, looking like a woodsman, and I'm just getting a couple orders that sold packed up. You guys saw last night I sold this portafilter for $25 plus priority shipping. This sold, again, second time was a return. It's selling for $12.50, and guys, check this out. That microwavable Rubbermaid set sold for $59.95, plus the buyer paid $12 and some change priority shipping. So guys, I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to price higher, because you can't get it if you don't ask for it. Socially Awkward Seller taught me that, and I've lived by it ever since. Guys, you can always go in there and price things down a little bit. You might have something that's really good. That item right there, I had no idea. Only one had sold for $44, but what I was thinking was it's the only one up there. And sometimes when things are the only one up there, that means you control the market, so you can pretty much ask what you want within reason. I don't think I could have gotten $450 for that thing. But $59.95 during the holiday season, people are looking for cooking stuff. Good vintage cooking stuff, ask it. You guys don't need to be the lowest priced eBay sellers. You can ask good money for your stuff. That's one of the things that's hurting eBay, is everybody's always trying to race each other to the bottom. Stop doing it, guys. Don't work for free. This isn't China. This is America. You ought to be able to make some money. All right, guys, I'm not going to rant. I'm going to go pack this stuff up, and I'll be back in a bit. Hey, guys, just got to the photo table. I've got the handy cam over there charging. The battery was nearly dead, so I'm going to have to use this phone for a little bit. I know this isn't the greatest phone. It only costs like $100. ZTE Blade A7 from Visible Wireless. This is the video that you can expect. I believe this is actually one of the Visible Wireless's signature phones. It's not a bad phone. It works fine. Actually, I don't even think the video is all that bad, but the problem is the mic. I have been looking into microphone options, so at some point I might be hooked up with a microphone. I'm still kind of new to all this, guys. This is a lot of technology for me. So I just got all that stuff packed up. Everything's ready to go. Richard should be here in a couple of hours. Guys, I doubt seriously that I'll be going thrifting today. I've got some things that I'd like to list today. Alright guys, so we got this Cocomotion plugged in, and let's find out what happens. I think the first thing we got to do, pull the old cover off. We're going to pour the water in. And make sure to put the cap back on properly. There you go. Okay, good and locked in there. And hit the old on button. And we'll be back in a second, guys, after it heats up. Alright, so the tornado effect is going on there. It's spinning fine. It's heating up nicely. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to let it go for another minute or so and feel the water, see how warm it is. I think this thing actually shuts off when it's done. Oh yeah, that definitely works well, boys. This thing has an auto shut off on it, so when the temperature gets to a certain temperature, it just turns off. And look at that, guys. That is hot water. Oh yeah, that's like boiling water, man. That'll make a nice cup of hot cocoa for you. Somebody's gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna go pour this out and dry it out, and then we're gonna photograph it. All right, guys. So we just got done putting this in a box, crumbling up newspaper. Remember, guys, newspaper is cheap. Use plenty of it. I'm just gonna put a few more pieces on top here. Get a little down there, cover it. You know, you want to make sure you're filling that void. A little there, a little right there, a little here, and a little here. And then I'm going to tape it off. All right, so we just taped that thing off, and now what we need to do is find out how much it weighs. We know what the dimensions are going to be. So it looks like this thing is going to be about 4 pounds and 3 ounces. Now I could just try to take a little bit of paper out to get it down to 4 pounds even, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Whenever I sell items like this, my target demographic are people that live within the Northeast region. That's who I'm specifically looking to sell to because they're closer. I want the shipping to be cheaper for them. If something goes wrong, I don't want to have to worry about having to have something shipped back from California. So I want people from like New York, Pennsylvania to buy these things. If somebody lives in California at a 5 pound rate, it's probably going to be pretty high on the shipping. Hey, I forgot to mention that what we're going to do is, for the sake of the custom SKU that we're going to use, we're going to put on here, and you can put whatever you want to. Me personally, I'm going to put shelf, because it's going to be on the shelf. I'm going to have this box on the shelf, and I want to have something where I'm reminded of what the item is. So in this instance, we're going to put shelf, and it's a cocoa maker, so I'm going to put COCO, just like that. So when we go over to list that item, you'll understand why we put shelf COCO on the box. All right, guys, so you can see this is the item that sold, the Cocomotion machine, on the 20th. And all I'm going to do is, since I already know what this is, I've already sold it, I'm just going to go over here, hit relist. I recommend using this feature here called Custom Label or called Custom SKU. And what you do is you just put your information in that Custom SKU field. I'm calling it Shelf COCO, so I put Shelf COCO here in the field. Okay, now these photographs are for the last item that sold. I want to make sure I'm using the photographs that I just took because they're for the one that I'm selling. So I'm going to delete all of these. You just come up here, hit the delete all button. Yes, and I'm going to enter the new photos. All right, guys. So all of the new photos are being uploaded. And if you guys didn't know, I live out in rural New Hampshire, and all we have currently is DSL. So it does take quite a while to upload the photographs. However, we are getting fast fiber anytime now. I think it was last week I uploaded some video of the guys digging the fiber. So I'm going to be very excited about that, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through here and arrange the photo, and what I'm going to do is just make sure the photos are looking good. Okay, I want to use this photo here. This is the main photo. Okay, and it looks pretty good. Really what I should have done was taken it outside and filmed it on that wood planter. It would have looked even better, but I'm a bit stretched for time today, guys. But what I might do is just hit the crop button here and just crop it out a little bit. That way you just have more of the item and less of the background. So that looks pretty good. And then hit the save button. But what I'd like to do is take this photo right here that shows the steam inside. It's going to drag it to the bottom there. That way it's the last photo that the buyer will see. And that's just how I do it. You guys can do it any way you like to. I mean, it's just personal preference. Guys, I like to use all 12 photos. eBay gives you 12 photos to use, and I like to use all of them. And I have a very low return rate because of that. I like to take good photos. I like to be very descriptive. I want to make sure if there's any problems, the buyer knows about it. So there we go, guys. Everything looks good. It even has the old description, and that description looks good. I was selling this for $24.95, but since we're in such a good time of the year for these, I'm going to mark this thing up to $29.95, I believe. And we're not going to do free shipping. For sure, not going to do free shipping. Got domestic on, domestic returns. That's on. 30-day returns. Buyer pays return shipping if they want to do that. Okay, we got priority mail. We got 1 business day. I like to use priority mail because it just makes sense. It's got $100 of insurance. If something happens, you're good to go. I'm confident this works well, so I'm going to offer international shipping. I don't do that on every one, but I use the global shipping program. The last setting for this was 4 to 5 pounds. We're going to keep that just like it is. And then you just come down here. You hit the list button, and you are listed. And there you go, guys. You got 1 completely listed Mr. Coffee Cocomotion. And that's how I use the custom SKU, guys. You don't have to use the custom SKU. If you don't have a lot of items, maybe it doesn't matter. But I think it's a really good policy. You don't want to be disorganized in your business practices, or you'll lose money. And you don't want to be losing money now, do you? Alright, so all I do after I list it is I just take the box, put it here on the packed shelf. Mostly this is just packed stuff, but there are some other items. I'm actually going to probably be giving those bowls away to my uncle tomorrow. But that's it, guys. Whenever it sells, I'll just come out here. It'll already be packed. The weight will already be on it, and I'll just slap a label on it. It's going to end up saving you time in the long run. Alright, guys. I'm not trying to be out here too long because it's 37 degrees. But I figured I'd take a couple photos of this 511 tactical jacket. And I got a sweater down there, too. So I'm going to hurry up and get this stuff done. And we're going to get back inside. Hey guys, how's it going? It's 10:30 p.m. and I'm just testing out this popcorn maker. Yeah guys, I just loaded this bad boy up and I want to see what happens. I'm hungry for a little popcorn. So I was able to unpack that West Bend cooker, and I thought I was going to end up selling that Sunbeam cooker that I had, that stainless steel one, but I think the top handle is stripped. And guys, I didn't want to deal with it. I paid 10 bucks for the damn thing, and that was too much to pay for that anyway. I shouldn't have paid more than about 3 bucks for it. I was in New York and I wanted to get something at the Goodwill, and I kind of just bought it. But guys, I would recommend never buying oh, we've got popcorn, boys. But I would suggest never buying stuff unless you can get it for the right price, especially stuff that doesn't sell for very much. That thing only sells for like 30 bucks. I don't want to deal with it, so I've thrown it away. And I misplaced the power cable. I had it out, but I don't know what happened to it. So when I find the power cable, I'll just sell the power cable. I know it works because I tested it. Let's check this out. We're in business. Now, what you're supposed to do is shake it all about. You got to do the hokey pokey and shake it all about. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that. Now, this right here, you're supposed to, I don't know, I think you're supposed to put butter in this little tray. There's like a little tray there, and you're supposed to put some butter in there, but I'm not going to do that. I put a little bit of vegetable oil in here, but maybe I'll put a little butter on it later. I love me some popcorn, especially at the movies. Although I haven't been to a movie theater in about 2 years. Do you guys go to movie theaters? I used to go all the time back when I was working. Check this out, guys. That thing is doing real nice. Yeah, it's definitely working, guys. Alright guys, so I just took a little bit of that Morton salt and some butter. I melted the butter on the bottom, and then I shook it all about. And I'll tell you what, guys, this popcorn is delicious. So I think I'm going to have a little bit of this popcorn, watch a few minutes of YouTube, and then I'll get back to you. Hey, what's happening, guys? Just got done with that popcorn, and it was delicious. I'm getting ready to wrap it up for the night. I was going to try to push a little bit harder, but we are going out of town tomorrow, and I want to try to get some sleep before we go. I was going to talk to you guys about these records that I need to get moving on. There's quite a lot of them. Those are Richard's records, and there's another big box right there full. I'm not sure how these are going to do, guys. I think that top one right there is a $10 record. I think there's probably a lot of like $10 bills in here. I don't think it'll take long to list them all. It's just something I'm not used to doing, so there's a little bit of a learning curve. But I did sell that Cheech and Chong record, and it was all good. So I'm definitely ready to get going with those for sure. I also sold a few items this evening that I'd like to show you guys. First item we sold was this Fossil makeup bag, and this came in one of those Savers health and beauty bags, and there were several different items in there. It's vintage. It sold for $17.95. And then I took a best offer on this Majorette limousine car. Took an offer of $5 plus $4.95 shipping. And then I sold that second Cutco boning knife. Sold this for $29.95 plus $4.95 shipping. Guys, you have to admit that was a fantastic purchase on those Cutco knives. I'll be looking for some more. And then the last item that sold this evening was a part to that Regal La Machine 1. It's a stem holder with 2 blades, and that's sold for $24.95 with free shipping. And all of those items are going to go first class because they don't weigh very much, and they'll be fairly easy to pack. Unlike that popcorn machine. I do like that popcorn machine. Honestly, guys, I think I'll be lucky if I can get 30 bucks for that thing. I'm just such a sucker when it comes to these vintage housewares. I love vintage kitchenware stuff. If it looks cool and I can get it cheap, I'll usually buy it, but they are a biznatch to ship. I'm still a little bit pissed off about throwing that Sunbeam cooker away. I mean, it works great and everything, but with the handle all stripped out and everything, it would take forever to try to sell that. The problem is with those types of items, they're heavy, so the shipping is very expensive. In order to really sell it, it has to be in pristine condition. Originally, when I was looking at the item at the Goodwill, it seemed to be fine. And the only reason I discovered that it was stripped was because when I tried to tighten it, it wouldn't tighten properly. So I'm just going to chalk it up as 10 bucks down the toilet and a lesson learned. Anyway, Chaos Crew, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go watch a little more YouTube, pack these orders, and get up early. Maybe I can get about 10 records listed before I leave. You guys have a wonderful night. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. Take care, guys.